It's time for new blood, new threats, and the ultimate stakes of the new season of the Deadliest Catch. Today, I have two of the stars. Again, we have Captain Jake Anderson with us and Sophia Bob Nielsen. Good morning to both of you.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
You know what? I'm going to talk to Badass Bob first, if that's okay, Captain Jake.
Please do. She's our superstar.
Okay. Bob, how did you get involved in all this?
Uh, I got involved in the fishing industry shortly after my father's passing. He passed away of a heart attack, and he ended up leaving me two boats. So unfortunately, I never worked with my dad on the boats, even though he was a fisherman his whole life. It took him passing away for me to finally jump on the boats and jump into the fishing industry. And once I started working on the boats, that's how I met Jake, and that's how I got roped into this mess with him.
This mess with him. All right, Captain Jake, what's it like working with Bob? I mean, you've been doing this for a while too, haven't you?
Yeah, and I've known Bob for a while too. What attracted me to Bob was that she had a similar experience with her. We both lost a parent. She's lost both of her parents, and I always felt connected to that, and understood how hard it was for me, especially trying to learn in such a cutthroat industry and get ahead. And I would work around her boat and with her brother about a month out of each year. And so we would see each other on a daily basis. And as the time went on, we have this big Bairdi season, and there's all this money. And I knew she was going to take the boat, and her brother was moving on to his own life, and she was going to have to take the victory by herself. And so I asked her to come out with me, and so she could figure out how to play with pots, because I have a lot of them and I have a lot of seafood. So it could prepare her for what you're going to see if you watch season 19 of Deadliest Catch.
You know what?
Airs
And I got to see
tomorrow,
some of the episodes.
Tuesday at, I think it's 9.
Net 9, okay. And I got to see some of the episodes the last time you and I talked, and I was like, man,
8
you
p.m.
guys, whoo, 8 p.m., damn. All right, Bob, let me ask you a question. So this is all new to you. It was your father's business, and now you have to take over a business that you had no knowledge about, you weren't even interested in, but now you're a part of this. So this makes you a brand new entrepreneur, as they say. How are you handling this? What's your philosophy, and how is Jake helping you?
It was incredibly hard and challenging, especially, when I was 13 years old facing it for the first time. It did not come naturally. I was obviously fighting tooth and nail, as a kid. For one, I didn't want to work. Secondly, I didn't want to go fishing. I wanted to spend, the summers at home, and I didn't want to take every waking moment working on my boat and my business. So at first, it was very challenging. I got in arguments with my brother when he told me that I was never going to be capable of working on any other boat other than my own because of my attitude. But the school of hard knocks has really taught me a better attitude and taught me a good work ethic. And some people see it in me, and that's how Jake reached out to me and asked me to go fishing with them. I think it's a lot more than just my story. I would like to think it was my work ethic, and he's seen me struggling with my own boat, and he knew that this was going to be a good opportunity for me to grow, gain knowledge and gain experience. um Overall, I mean, my philosophy is I just got to keep trying and adapting. Fishing is not what it used to be 10, 20, 30 years ago. It's ever changing, and there's more hoops that we have to jump through than ever. And, maybe this is just a young man's game. Maybe I'm easy to adapt, I'm easy to mold, and I'm just going to keep on trying, and I'm not going to stop until I utterly fail.
I like that attitude, Bob. I really do. Captain Jake, let me go back. I don't know if it was last year or a couple of years ago. Didn't the government say that you guys couldn't do any Alaska crab fishing for a while because there was a problem with the population?
No, what happens all the time is it's just the federal government and the state government will try to keep our fisheries sustainable. So fisheries, some of them will close for a season, others open up. It's cyclical. So I have black cod, gray cod, golden crab, blue crab, red crab, Bairdi, snow crab, tannerai. I have all these permits and all this crab underneath my business. So sometimes they'll close one, but they'll open another, and so it's all about sustainability, and that's all that the government's doing. I am one of the top 10 holders of Alaskan red crab, which is the most expensive. But I also am one of the top 10 holders of, actually, I think we're number one for black cod, which you catch the same way, and it's very lucrative. So they open and close all the time. It's just when it does happen, it just depends on the money, So like red crab closure, red crab closing. There's just so much money for people like me, but some people it's not that much money for, and they make money off their snow crab. And like Bob makes her money off Bairdi. So it's all, I guess you could say, relative. It's just like stocks. It's no different. You're playing the stock market, and I'm very fortunate enough, and Saga and my partners, that our scales are loaded with seafood. So where we don't fish one, we go to another, and we can always supplement any loss of income.
One last question for the both of you, and we can make it quick because I know I'm running out of time. How much tension and how much federal intervention comes into it when you're competing with Russia and China?
Oh, well, when you got the foreign vessels coming in to illegally fish, it's such a vast area. It's millions and millions of square miles. That's so hard to monitor. You can monitor it, but on a military level, but to do that for someone like a 50-foot boat that's going and pulling product off the ground, it's virtually impossible without making a scene. So that's when it becomes up to us, and that's what you'll see on this next season. Is there's so much money out there that now foreign vessels and some domestic are coming in to take the product because you can process it yourself. You can take it to somebody illegal to process, and you can sell it on the market. There is, I want to say, don't quote me on the number, but I know it's at least 30% of all seafood that we purchase is illegal. So imagine that. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. It is. I've been talking with Bob Nielsen and Captain Jake Anderson, Discovery Channel's hit series, The Deadliest Catch. We're coming up on a brand new season. Thank you again for joining us on Morning Blend.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.